Now let us start the topic income from salary. Income from salaries. So we have also understood which topic you have to give importance to exam. Accordingly, you can plan your study. Income from salaries. This is the first head of income under Income Tax Act. So how many heads of income are there? 5 heads of income are there. Okay, 5 heads of income are there in the Income Tax Act. 5 heads of income. Clear? So now 5 heads of income are there. So total of all the heads will become the gross total income. From gross total income, we will reduce the applicable deduction. We will get the taxable income. All these concepts we have already discussed. Now, what is a salary? Let us understand. So first 4 heads of income are also, you can call it as specific heads of income. And the last head of income is the residuary head of income. Clear? Now, understand. Anything or amount. Anything means in monetary terms only. Any amount paid by an employer to an employee is salary. So if any amount is paid by an employer to an employee, it will be taxable under the head salaries. Very important. Now, for any amount to become salary, there should be employer-employee relationship should be there. So employee-employer relationship is very important. If this relationship is not there, no, that amount cannot be called as salary under Income Tax Act. So one of the most important relationship for a payment to become salary or to be taxed under the income from salary is the employee-employer relationship. So if employee-employer relationship is not there, that payment will not become salary. So everybody write down any amount paid by an employer to employee is salary. It's taxable under the head salaries. Any amount paid by an employer to employee is taxable under head salaries. Any amount paid by an employer to employee is taxable under head salaries. Okay. Now, 2 things you have to remember. Salary of MP or MLA will not come under salary. It will come under income from other sources. Already we have seen it will come under income from other sources because MPs and MLAs are not the employees of the government. They are the elected representatives of the public. So salary paid to member of parliament or member of legislative assembly, it will be coming under income from other sources. Write and keep, very important. So first thing you write, anything, any amount paid by an employer to employees salary, and salary of MP or MLA will be taxable under income from other sources. Return everybody. Second, remuneration of a partner. Remuneration means salary only. Remuneration of a partner from partnership firm is not taxable under head salary. It is taxable under profit and gains from business or profession. So these are some exceptional cases which we are seeing. Any amount paid by an employer to employee's salary. First exception is salary of MP, MLA is taxable under income from other sources. Salary of a partner from partnership firm is taxable under profit and gains from business or profession, because partner is not an employee of the partnership firm. Okay, that's why it is not taxable under head salary. It will be taxable under PGBP. Okay, so any salary, if any partner is receiving from the partnership firm, it will be taxable under profit and gains from business and profession. Right, and MCQ chances are there high that it will come in exam. Because there is no employee-employee relationship between the partner and the partnership firm. Okay. Because partner is an owner as well as an agent in the partnership firm. He is not an employee of the partnership firm. He is a principal for himself and agent for the other partners. You might have read it in the Partnership Act. Okay. Second, third, salary of a director who is not an employee of a company. Salary of a non-employee director. Like independent directors are there, no? Not full-time directors, non-employee directors. Salary of a non-employee director is taxable under income from other sources. Okay, independent directors are there, they are not employees of the company. So their salary will be taxable under income from other sources, not the salary. But whole-time director salary is taxable under salary because he is a full-time director, employee of a company. So all these points you note down. These are very important points for exam. I'm assuming everybody is following the class properly. Understood everybody this much? So these are some of the important points relevant for salary before we start with the topic. So salary is what? Any payment made by an employer to employee salary. First thing. Three exceptional cases we have seen. Salary of an MP or MLA is income from other sources. Salary of a partner from a partnership firm is PGBP. Salary of a non-employee director, example independent director, is income from other sources. salary of whole-time director will be salaries, taxable under salary. Okay. Now, very important, let us come to the discussion on the taxability of salary income under Income Tax Act. So previous year relevant is 2021, assessment year relevant is 21-22. Now, first rule for taxing salary income is salary is taxable on due basis or receipt basis, whichever is earlier. Now, one important question which will be coming in the mind is that salary is received every month. When we have to include it in the taxable income for this previous year, when salary will be included in the taxable income, rule says that salary is taxable on due basis or receipt basis, whichever is earlier. Write and keep, salary is taxable on due basis or receipt basis, whichever is earlier. What is the taxability of salary? Due basis or receipt basis, whichever is earlier. So to understand this rule, we will take two case example. Case 1 and case 2. Case 1 and case 2. This much understood, everybody? Salary is taxable on due basis or receipt basis, whichever is earlier. Now, two cases are there. First case says that salary is paid on 7th of next month. Okay. So in this case, if you are working, for example, in April, full April you have worked, your salary you will get in 7th May. 7th May. By 7th May you will get the salary. 7th of next month you will get the salary. This is the policy of paying salary by the company. So now we have to see when the salary will be included in your taxable income by using this rule, due basis or receipt basis, whichever is earlier. And in case 2, 1 month salary is received in advance. So what will be the taxability of advance salary? That also we will see in the next class. So both this case we will discuss in detail in the next class. Okay. So today, whatever we have discussed, everybody have understood, I'm assuming. Any confusion is there till now?